Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Gainy Titan, and we're here on the south coast. Standard battle, we're in the Charioteer, the Tier 8 British tank destroyer, the one that is in the other line that starts in the Archer and ends up in the Heshbarn. We're Tier 8, it's a Tier 9 battle, but it's not very strong Tier 9, and there's a lot of Tier 7s as well. So, matchmaking is not too bad. South side of south coast, can be difficult. You want to be at a distance, at least in the early game, with the Charioteer. It's not the stealthiest of tanks. And it's not, well, it's got pretty much no armour to speak of. It doesn't have a huge amount of hit points either, so it's got a very good gun. But the aim time is quite long, and the accuracy is okay. If you give it the chance to aim, you will hit your targets and you'll penetrate. It's quite good at the penetration, but the problem is that the aim time is quite long, especially if you're moving the tank. If you're driving forward, or you've been changing position, or you've been moving the hull of the tank, the bloom gets very, very large, and it takes quite a while for that bloom to settle down, even if you have crew skills and or gun laying drives and things like that. So I'm going to come up here. It doesn't have great gun depression either, so you will need to expose quite a lot of the tank on ridge lines and things like that, but we can get the slope here. We have enough cover and we can get a decent amount of sometimes shots forward if the allied team goes forward and scouts for us. Now Zalove pulled forward here. He fires in this direction, but not initially at my position. In fact, I think I don't know that I can see the tank beside me or not, but they're kind of firing at other tanks. I bounced that one and I pulled back straight away because he has not changed position, and I thought that he might have the shot lined up as I guessed correctly, because as soon as I fired, he fired back. And he's actually managed to hit me with that one. So he had adjusted his aim and actually managed to get the shot off before I pulled back, and the tank with him was pretty close. I'm actually pulling back because I didn't fancy the chances of 2 light tanks and a medium versus 3 mediums. Generally what's wrong here, people push too far and they go over the top and they get shot in from the flanks as well as the guys in front of them. There's actually 4 tanks up there. So I thought if they stay back, I'll support from back here, which is a much better position. And our guys are actually staying back, letting the enemy come over the ridgeline, giving me the chance to make use of my gun, bring my gun to the fight. And this is going to make, well, it's going to knock hit points off the enemy tanks, but it's also going to make them more cautious about poking the ridgeline too aggressively as well, which would be all to the advantage of our guys, because then they're less likely to do it in a concerted fashion. So we've gotten 2,500 damage in already, which is pretty good. So I'll just wait for the spotter to go away before I pull out. I will be seen as soon as I fire the gun, but that's okay, because nobody will have a shot already lined up on me, and I'll be able to pull back into cover pretty much straight away. And as long as I wait until I'm no longer spotted when I come back out, I should be okay, because nobody's going to be able to sit there waiting for me, unlike the Lova earlier on, because if they sit up there in the ridgeline waiting for me, then the 2 light tanks will get them. Things have progressed now to the point where a couple of tanks up, I'm going to push forward, and then I spot the Panther. And this is too good an opportunity to pass up. He's shooting at somebody in the lower ground in front of me, and he ignores the incoming 350 odd points of damage. So I get to do it again, which is great. And another both low rolls. I could have done higher rolls, but we're happy enough. We've done like 700 points of damage to this guy. Significant loss to him. So I'm coming up now. The light tank is pushing forward, so we've obviously beaten the tanks that had advanced up here, and we're 4 tanks up, so we have considerable advantage at this point in the overall game. So I'm going to continue pushing. I'm going to follow the light tank all the way around the corner if necessary. Why not? There's nothing to shoot across the ridgeline there. I could go down and join the tank destroyer coming up, but there may be somebody here in the passage. The light tank hasn't come around. He comes around, there's a Batchat 12T coming straight for me, so I shoot him, and I pull back straight away to wait for the reload. I'm not going to sit in the open waiting for a reload, even if there are The Panteras are pretty formidable tanks. And there's 2 of them up there and they've pretty good guns. So, and they've hard enough turrets as well. I don't have a huge amount of experience in fighting them, but that one I think missed. Again, the combination of the fact that I moved into position, the very large bloom from the moving, whereas when I have a chance to let the gun sight settle, here I have much more success. And by the time I get a reload, the Panteras have decided that around here is not the place to be. They've gone around the corner, and I'm going to have to push forward if I want to get any more targets. Actually, they're in a platoon. One of them is dead. Somebody's after getting him, and as I push forward, the artillery's dead. I decided not to go over the top that way. The gun depression just isn't in it. I'm going to come around the corner where I can bring my gun to bear, but as I come to the corner, the second Pantera is dead, and there's only the remaining tank at the other side of the cap circle. And it's debatable as to whether I'll get there to do any damage. It's a Tiger 1, so I should, in principle, have no problem penetrating him, but we're rushing forward. Because I have competition, I fire on the move and it actually bounces off his front plate, and I don't get the reload in before he gets taken out. So that just leaves the final result. We got 10 damaging ribbons, we got nearly 4k damage. Didn't get a lot of assisted damage, but we were the ones in the background doing the shooting from over people's heads, and the light tanks are doing the spotting and stuff like that. So it's not a tank that you do a lot of self-spotting in. Certainly not since the new range nerfs there of year and a half ago. But we got a high caliber, we got a Confederate, and a second class mastery. And so people do really well in this tank if you're getting a second class mastery with 3k or nearly 4k damage. We came number 1 by experience. 1256 second class mastery. I suppose, yeah, so some people are doing really well on this tank. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and a share. It really helps the channel out. Feel free to comment. If you've not already done so, please subscribe. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.